Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Circle the World podcast, where we discuss Joe Abercrombie's First Law series. I am one of your hosts, Lord Chamberlain Jeffrey, and here are my co-hosts,
Archlector George,
and Harrison, the Adeptus Historical.
And we continue our coverage of Sharp Ends, the next entry in Joe's catalog. And for this episode, we read through Two's Company 2. So let's get started. So, as usual, folks, we want to thank you for your support, for your continued dedication. George had enlightened us to our what was in our Spotify Wrapped for this year, and it was fantastic.
Let's
George,
just say we're gods, all thanks to you.
We are. We're huge in Finland. That's new. I'm not even joking.
I really like this podcast for some reason.
Yes.
I'm not even
Finnish
joking.
listeners, we thank you the most of all. It's always cool to see some random nation out there who's being like, oh, wow, they listen to us. Wow.
Yeah.
We must be important to your culture.
Yeah, one person is like a big fan of ours. He leaves a lot of comments. Israel, and that's a person, not the country. And just
Yes, we thank you for your comments, Israel. We actually have read a lot of them, and sometimes they're just thumbs up. I'm pretty sure, but
yeah, I love it. And it was really cool. What else are some things that you wanted to point out, George?
Well, we've got I like the top fans one's my favorite one. So we're the number one podcast for 37 people, and you guys probably know who you are.
Yeah,
you're listening to this the day or the day after it comes out.
And apparently, aren't we like the top 5 show for 101 people?
Yeah, which is a big increase from last year. I think it was only 50 or something last year. So
yeah, and then top 10 for like. I was a large one. What was that one? That was like 200?
Like 150 for top 10.
150, that's what it was.
Yeah, 157, which I'm pretty sure was the same number last year. So that's pretty cool.
Overall, improvement. Considering we haven't been able to do any community interaction online or anything.
Since, we were exiled. The notion of being exiled is hilarious to me, and the fact that actually happened to us is great.
So yeah, that was a nice little confidence boost, wasn't it, guys? To see.
Yeah, it was really good. I liked it. Thank you. We're gonna. By the time this episode comes out, because I forget we record a week in advance, we'll have already posted about it, so you'll get to see it. If you haven't seen it yet, go look at it. On our social media platforms. And for a Christmas gift, an early Christmas gift, we all might just take a picture of us shirtless for you guys. How about that? Harrison looked over like, what? You do these recordings shirtless anyway. Might as well like.
That's only for your eyes. Enjoy.
Oh, sorry. All right, we'll figure something else out, folks. We'll give you some other kind of stocking stuffers. Mm-hmm. So. With that, we'll move right on to this episode. So this is going to be one of the few episodes where I think I'm personally more excited to talk about our community interaction segment as opposed to the chapter read through. But let's go right into our best meme of the week. Georgia boy, that's you. Take it away.
So this is Hummingbird Butcher on Reddit. I think we had Hummingbird Butcher before for meme of the week. I can't remember. Maybe a couple of months ago.
Hummingbird Butcher.
And this is the moving over chapter for the full jobs. And it's they're the same picture meme. the thing, and then just a random goblet. Craw needs you to find the difference between this picture and this picture. Jolly on. They're the same picture. It's very good. Sometimes it's very hard to come up with the meme of the meme in every chapter, so it's always good when somebody pulls out a really good one.
Yeah, that's good. That is really good.
So yeah, thank you very much for that. Hummingbird Butcher.
Hummingbird Butcher.
That sounds like is it a hummingbird that is a butcher, or is it somebody who butchers hummingbirds? It's one or the other.
From the perspective of nature, that he's got to be like the most evil creature. Butcher of hummingbirds? Jesus.
Yeah, that's it. It's awful.
A small shout out to Taco Tuesday as well. He obviously made a meme just based off the podcast, which is always cool to see. Go like, wow, they do care. which is it's like a kid's cartoon.
I'm looking at it has almost exactly 37 upvotes. I mean, people know exactly who that is.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Let me see this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a cartoon show, and it shows like a fox and a lion, and and the lion is Javra, and the fox is Chev, and it says Javra. The lion is hopscotch.
They can't keep getting away with this. Who's this? Who's this? Oh, that was you, Joe's use.
You ever seen that one?
No, I didn't see that one. That was great.
For once, if we keep this in the recording, uh, Jeffrey is laughing at the meme that I posted. Can't keep getting away with this. Just a little lizard slapping something over and over and over again. Joe's use of once, twice, 3 times.
Where's the Taco Tuesdays meme?
Right above that.
I've just posted it in the Discord there as well, Jeff.
Oh, I see it. Lion is. Oh, you did? Let me see.
I'm disappointed that that George didn't pick mine, because mine is actually the top one for the. Oh, no, that's the week before that.
That's not. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not.
Just kidding.
Mm-mm.
I'm kidding.
Well, that's a good one. Thank you very much, Hummingbird Butcher, Taco Tuesdays, everybody that just interacts with us. We love it. We love it so much. So we'll move right on into our chapter read through, which is Two's Company. And it's somewhere in the north in the summer of 576.
Now, Jeffrey, before we start, may I ask why you despise this chapter?
What? I do not despise the chapter. Who said I despise
Really?
the chapter? I do not.
Would you like to give a rating now?
We got up front.
I'm gonna shove my fucking fist in your mouth with the rating. I swear to God.
I bet it's below a 4.
I don't even know yet. I have to just give me a minute, man. All right. Anywho, fuck. So it's somewhere in the north in the summer of 576. All right, and we are with our homegirls Javre and Shebediah.
It's not Jebediah.
And so they're obviously walking through some unknown place, whatever, in the north, through a mountain, I guess. And Chev is not having a great time. It is damp. It is cold. It is dirty. There's no horses around, apparently. So they have to walk everywhere. There's no hot girls around for Chev to, Meanwhile, there's plenty of men around if Java just wants to go ahead and ride one. So she's
Spent
unhappy.
a lot of time complaining in this first little section. There was one tiny little lore thing that I think I totally missed until this read through, and that's the fact that she's like, look at all she left behind. The smokehouse, well, it was a piece of shit anyways. All her friends, well, they weren't really her friends. Well, what about Severod? Well, Severod was probably better off with his mother back in Adua. I'm like, oh,
Interesting.
his mother's alive, at least as far as we know at the time that he went back to her. That means that whenever Severod died, that there was a poor little mother who had to bury him.
Jeez.
Her baby boy.
So,
23 years old.
Jeez. Now, so it's not just
boy.
not just the pigeons. It's also his mom. Wow.
The good news is, for anybody wondering who's going to take care of his birds after he died, obviously it's probably his.
Yeah, hopefully.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
He was nervous. Remember when Pharaoh was about to kill him? He's like, my birds. Like, who'll take care of my birds? So maybe his mom. My boys. The precision. I mean, all my boys. So we don't know, but let's hope for the best, right? Even though we know exactly what the fuck happens to poor Severard. Sorry. So Chef's just unhappy to be trailing Javre, and they've been traveling. How many years is this now? Is this 2 years now?
It's been like 2 years, yeah.
Yeah. So they've gone to the near country and they've gone to the north now. It's just all right. And Chev, Javre doesn't even really pay her any mind. She jokes about how she's over dramatic.
Yeah, I love it. I love it when she's like, "Oh, where's that rascal that I, that happy-go-lucky rascal that I teamed up in back at Westport?" And Chef's just like, "I think me and you remember that differently."
I feel like now though, like they've been hanging out for 2 years now. They have like this rapport that Joe is so good at like doing in the undertones that like the way Javert is like nonchalantly making these comments about how she used to be and chip her up and all that. Like Javert is obviously annoying to Chev, but obviously Javert does care about Chev. I think that's very apparent, and they're talking to me for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they get across, while Chev is just miserable and Javra is a very much glass half full kind of gal. They get to they get to a bridge and they walk across it. It's a not safe bridge at all. It's
like it's like the bridge from The Emperor's New Groove, like the one.
Yeah, he has like that exactly. And so they're walking across it, and then they realize, oh, somebody is also on this bridge, but coming from the other side. So then they wait in the middle. They meet this guy who has no shirt, a giant sword. Folks, we know who the fuck this is. All right. So anyway, just introductions are made, yada yada, and then and then basically it's like
I know. I love the line that like they're basically like, oh well, we're passing this way, and then the other one's like, well, I was going the other way, so you're gonna have to like back up, and then I'll go that way. And they're like, well, why don't you back up instead? They start squinting their eyes at each other, and then they start grabbing their swords.
Yeah.
and then Chef's like, wait. Okay, I get it. You're both tough warriors. That's fine. I don't care if you guys want to fight, but we're gonna do it on that side or on this side. I need you guys to decide, because if you guys start fighting right now, you're gonna cut this bridge down, and we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Weird's like, she does have a point.
Yeah.
And then they're like, which side should we go to? and Jabber's like, we can go back to my side. And Weird's like, please, you can come back to my side. And then they look at each other again.
And Chev is like, oh my God, he's offering to go back to the side. We're going that way anyway. Let's go. And then Jabber's like, fine. But she is like, I'm watching you.
Yeah.
To Weird. It's like, what the fuck? So anyway, they get across, right? And then they basically put their swords down, right? Because Weirin has the father's swords and Javra has I don't know what she calls her sword, but it's a fucking bright sword. They put them down and they fight, with their fisticuffs. Bam. And then it's a good one, right? They beat the shit out of each other.
I like the just a slight note in the description of them fighting. Like Weirin is like, obviously, he's quick and he's nimble and he's very ripped. He's not a small guy either. But Javra is like more limber and she's more lean. And so he like punches her in the ribs and she's like, "Ooh, ouch!" And then she like hits him in the face and like draws a little bit of blood. Like I like there's this idea that they're actually like even. In terms of skill and strength and all that.
Yeah.
And as they get done, they're kind of in the middle of this fight. And George, correct me if I'm wrong, because I only have the audiobook version. Chev at the whole time is like, this is just she's just, again, she's throwing a pity party this whole chapter.
Yeah.
But they get done fighting while they're in the middle of fighting, and they're like backed off from each other, and then she's like, guys. Chev is like, guys, there's some people coming out of the fog, coming up to them. And there's like, I think there's 7 guys? 7 of them?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's 7 of them. And one of them's
about a dozen.
About a dozen. Or no, it is a dozen crew. So as they start coming up, they see that one of them's on a horse. And so they kind of get ready, like they're still like, they don't have their weapons drawn or anything because they're just fist fighting, but they kind of look around over there at them. And the one person on a horse is like, why do you only one of you have a horse? And they all kind of look at each other, kind of like annoyed. They're like, well, there's a war on. And they're like, and Chev could tell that there was obviously a contentious point. And Fled's like, well, he's got a bad leg. So, and by the way, this little half dozen is led by Flood, and Flood's like, well, he had a bad leg. Crandall had a bad leg, so I put him up on the horse, and they're all like, yeah.
Yeah, and the whole notion of like Flood is tasked with the responsibility of getting Weron and bringing him to Bethod for some reason. We don't really know why. I assume maybe because Bethod wants him for the war against the Union.
I think it's implied
because
that
he wants Fenris to fear the sword back. That's why.
Very well done, George. Every step we take in Weron's story, you're like, it's because he needs the sword, and the sword is essential. It's all connected. It is implied that Weron like basically said like all the men in the north kneel to Bethod, right? It's implied that Weron was like, nah. I kneel to no man.
Yeah, and Weron isn't really of the mind to go with him to go see Bethod. Even though Flood's like, God damn it, I'm ordered to bring you, man. Come on, please. And then you know, as they're talking about this, one of the seven,
hang on one sec. Javra is like, yeah, you can't take him. Like, I'll fight you, you know, because we're in the middle of an exchange. And then Javra's like, you're telling me that you are going to fight him for not letting us cross the bridge after we've crossed the bridge, and now you're gonna fight for him because you haven't finished fighting him after we've already crossed the bridge that we've already fought for.
Oh, Chef, poor Chef. And so, apparently, the one kid, it's a kid in Flood's crew, has a bow as an arrow knocked right in his bow, and it's that classic thing is like that guy in Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers where he lets go of the bow by accident and kills an orc. So this. So then apparently Weron catches it, like, because of course I'm not even gonna.
Oh come on, it's cold, you know it. Shut the fuck. You know what? Other people catch arrows in this story all the time.
You know what? No, who the fuck catches arrows in the story? And second of all,
Javra does.
Javra catches an arrow?
She caught a knife. Remember?
Oh right. Well, Javra's cool. And plus the kid, he like even in the description had it barely knocked, so it must not have gone very fast. This arrow. So let's calm down.
Okay.
And then Flood is like, no way. But then at that point, you know, the crew members start, you know, rushing them. It's a whole big fight. Chef is like, what is happening? To the point where I think the kid on the horse, the one that was like, oh, I got a bad leg, Chev kind of stabs the horse in the flank, which is like very meany, and then the horse rears, and then the horse and the rider both go over the side of the canyon. Jesus Christ! And then Weron saves Chev from, you know, this one guy, and then basically at the point, Chev and Javra and Weron kill everybody except for Flood.
And then Chev ends up covered in guts. Because she pulls the old look over there trick.
Which works again.
It worked again for the second time.
Yeah, but he goes, I'm not falling for that. And then fucking.
I love this idea that how Chev fights is like scrappiest ever. Like, we've seen some scrappy fighters in this series so far. But like, she's like, half the time she's just running away, throwing shit at people, fucking shanking people, jumping up behind them, kicking, screaming, like, what's over there? She's like, she just, I love how like normally human she feels. Like, she is completely outclassed by everybody. She only survives because she's like just making shit up or getting saved by somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Oh, poor Chev. And like I mentioned, Flood's the only one that's left, and then they basically let him go. And Weron's like, go back to your master and tell him that I dance to my own tune. And Flood's like, all right, fine. And then and he tells Flood that if he sees Kerndon Craw, tell him that he hasn't forgotten that Kerndon owes him 3 chickens. Which, do you guys remember? Do you know what that's about? Because I don't remember that.
No,
There's no reference to that in the heroes. That's
Okay,
all.
good.
It's just
Okay, good. I didn't even know if this was like a reference in the fool's job, maybe, or whatever. But anyway, Java at this point is like, we do have a debt, but there's another way we can settle it. And then there's a bit of a break. And then
by the way, they don't do anything with these bodies. These bodies are just
lay there,
strewn about.
Yep. Java and Weird go behind like a rock, and then Chef just hears.
And I love that, like, Pacey, maybe didn't listen to the audiobook. The audiobook's great because she's sitting there having this internal monologue, and Pacey's voice kind of like carries over in between. So she's like, George, you should read some of the internal monologue.
Oh God.
Go on, son.
No. It's too long.
So this is the point I think Harrison, you were talking about, or George, about there's like lore when Chef is going over, like, basically like how she's gotten to this kind of point right here. If you want to talk about it, feel free, because other than that, more people come upon them. So do you want to talk about it?
I just like the fact the chef's just sat there like washing the gore out of out of her hair, and she's just crying. It's raining. Just listening to the fuck over there. How could this possibly get any worse? And then somehow it does get worse.
She's like, guys, and Warren's like, what? A bit. And then Jabba's like, busy. And she's like, guys,
you might want to stop. So apparently they got 3 more visitors, tall women. We know who this is. These are the Templars of the Golden Order, come for Java in the name of the High Priestess of Thond. Let's introduce these 3. These are who? Goyim.
I never remember the name.
I said Goyim. What the fuck? Isn't that like a Yiddish curse or something? Gol Yin, 4th of the 15th. Once a good friend to Java, apparently, which we do not like talk about ever again, apparently. So there's Gol Yin. Then there is a Ahum, 11th of the 15th. And then
Sarabin Sheen.
I love that name, actually.
It's a good name.
Sarabin Shin. Yep. She's the 14th.
That's interesting. So she doesn't know who Sarabin Shin is, but she knows she's all the others before this point she's known, right? So yeah. I like this implication that each time she says, "Oh, yes, this is the 13th," she's like, "Actually, I'm the 10th now," or whatever. That implies too that Jabra knew basically everybody in that order, and then whenever she left, they all got moved up because she lost her spot. She was presumably number 1, and then so they all moved up, and then since she's been killing them 1 at a time, now 3 at a time, they all have moved up twice now.
And they're
so because of that,
the ranks. Yeah.
Yes, the 14th she doesn't know because she's new, but she's known all the others.
She's like, I guess Thon's just full of tall women. Like, go for it.
Get a queen. Well, I wonder too. So here's some thoughts here. They all have magical weapons. They all got, one's got an ice blade, and one's got a fire blade, and one's got a shadow blade. And obviously, Jabra has a sun blade. And so it's interesting to know if these blades are, like, they come, like, made that way, like these are ancient weapons, or if only a few of them are, and then the other ones are, they get made as time goes on.
Interesting.
And then on top of that, they have all these super skilled women, and they're all in an order. So either one, there's some kind of magical enhancement, sorcery, stimulant, genetic stuff going on, or they're being trained from like childhood, and that's why they all come together. They join this order. They're from like a monastery or something. I don't know for sure, but like it's just interesting. Joe does do a good job at least making some things consistent. We'll never know probably. But I do find it interesting.
I like that. So, basically, we know the deal. We know what's going to happen. They're like, Java, you come with us now, or else we'll have to kill you. And Warren's like, I swear to God, we just had this conversation before.
And I love how Java is like, I will give you the same choices that I gave Mirka and Waylon and all the rest.
Yep.
And Collier's like, God, you're always so over dramatic.
That is so funny because
the same thing that she said to Chef.
yeah, that is so funny. That is so funny.
Oh, we almost forgot. Whenever Werum and Java all meet, they're like, Werum's like, so who is she anyways? And Shaver's like, we're partners. And she's like, Shaver's like, no, you're a sidekick. no.
You're a henchwoman.
A henchman, maybe a sidekick at best.
Oh, that's so fucked up. So basically now they fight, right? Golyin is like, kill him. She talks too much. She's talking about Chef because Chef's like, wait, killing doesn't do anything. It's not good for anybody, And they're like, oh, she's pretty, but kill her anyway because she talks too much.
I love how as soon as they say she's pretty, she's like, oh, really? You think so?
Yeah. Apparently, Chef's like, well, thank you.
You can't miss up an opportunity, okay? You got to take all the shots you can get.
Yep.
I appreciate the game, Jeff.
Basically, so Sarah Ben Shin goes for Chev, and Chev is doing all she can to fight her off because obviously this is a Knights of the Golden Order, Templar, whatever, and she's just throwing things at her.
She's like throwing all the old guys' weapons, and then when she ran out of weapons, she threw all the dead guys' boots, and then their clothes. And I love how the idea that she starts defending stuff with a saddle last. I love this idea that she's just like throwing all this stuff, and Sarah Ben Shin is like, stop it! Stop! Just fucking die! She's like losing her mind. It would be so annoying if you're like, I'm so skilled. Finally, I can unleash my full power, and then she's getting thrown boots at you and shit.
Yeah, very true. And at some point, Chev is backs up against like the canyon wall or whatever the fuck, and is like, "Oh no, got nowhere to hide." And then Sarah Ben Sheen is like, "No more running!" And then she goes to stab her, and then out of nowhere we hear Javra scream like, "Get off my partner!" Emphasis on partner, and then basically cuts her head off. And then all that blood and stuff just like went over Chev again. So Javra and Werum kill the three. And Chev is like, again, she's just covered in blood. She's like, oh my God, oh God, oh God. And then Javra's like, well, look on the sunny side. At least it's not. And then Chev's like, fuck the sunny side. Fuck the north. Fuck you pair of rutting lunatics.
I like the part too that whenever in between the fights, at some point, Chev like looks at Javra and she's like, "Oh my God, Javra, he's you. He's the male you."
Very
he really
true.
is.
Very true. And then Werum and Javra kind of come to the notion that they should help each other with their enemies. And so,
but then of course they have to decide which enemy to go to first. And
yeah,
Javra's like, "Well, of course we'll go to Bethar because I owe you." And Werum's like, "Well, I actually owe you first, so we should go to Thon first." And they start squinting at each other again.
And they start fighting. And then Chev's
like, "Oh my God,
this is hell. This is hell." So how do you rate that chapter, boys?
I like this one. I think people have started to realize that we were voting the Chev and Java chapters a little bit lower. But I actually really like this one. And I like the other ones that come up as well. I think I'm going to give this one a 6.5.
Nice.
Yeah, I was going to give it a 6. I like it. It's fun.
Stuff.
It's interesting. It's almost like at the point now where it's like Joe's like taking the piss out of Werum, which I like.
Werum has become a cartoon character at this point.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine by me.
Poor Chev, relegated to be a sidekick in her own POV, which is wild.
I like how at the end of that whole conversation, they're like, Sheriff's like, do I get a vote? And Warren's like, well, even if henchwomen did get a vote, you're outvoted. Also, one of the very first lines in this chapter is, "Oh, this is hell. I'm in hell," or whatever, and that's right after the hell chapter.
Yeah,
that's actual hell that Temple is dealing with, and she's just up here like complaining.
Yeah,
complaining about the weather. Which, by the way, is what every single British person does when it rains. That's exactly what we sound like, just constantly moaning about the rain.
You guys should be used to it by now. Well, Harrison, what's your score?
I'm gonna give it a 7 and a knuckle. I actually really like this one. I think in terms of comedy, it's got the rule of 3, like over and over and over again. They're, it's like, I like this repetition. It is like a little over the top, but it's just enough within the realm of Joe's like repertoire that I'm like, this is great. I really enjoy reading this. I'm always laughing at this chapter. It's just a lot of fun. So
yeah, it's a good one. I like it. You want to bring up anything else, George, about this chapter?
Nope.
All right. So we'll move on right to our character spot, and it is the Templars.
Golyen, Sharabin,
and Ahum.
I tried to do Werum, guys. I'm sorry, I got vetoed.
Yes, you did. Talk to me about them. Let's shine a nice spotlight.
We know nothing about them.
we know nothing about them.
I will tell you what, though.
What?
All 3 of them, and also the others, they're all very serious, and Javra isn't, and they all poke fun at that. So, I wonder. This is total speculation. I've got absolutely nothing to certain of this. They're all super serious. Javra works harder than everybody else. She was the runt of the litter. She worked harder than everybody else. Worked her way up to the top, and she finally thought that she was gonna, get to, be there. She would be the boss. She would get to make the decision. She'd get to live her life. And then it turns out there's something that she has to do, or something that was against who she was, against her morals, and she said no.
And that's what you. Oh, okay.
Because she seems to always stick out. They are always making fun of her. They're like, "Oh, here's Javra. Like, yeah, she's a good warrior, but like, she's so ridiculous. Oh, you shouldn't have ran away. Your duties." And Javra just brushes it off, like, "Oh, whatever," because whatever it is, it must have been absolutely fundamental to who her character was. She, unlike all the other girls in the order, never lost who she was. The other ones probably did.
Interesting.
I like that. It's a good bit of speculation.
This Templar, the Golden Knights, this order is it's got to be a wild one.
We don't even know like what the purpose of it is.
Nope.
Like,
does the high priestess run Thond? Like, what's going on here? Sarabin is the 14th, or was the 14th?
Was the 14th, now the nothing.
Now the nothing.
Nice.
What was Ahum? What was she?
Oh no, that was the nothing. Yeah.
Right, but what was she? The 9th?
No idea. I can't remember. I'm gonna go back.
Okay. And I want to know Golyen's rank.
He was 4.
Golyen was 4.
Okay.
And then Ahum was 9, and then Sharabin Shin was 14.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, it looks like they need 3 more recruits.
Yeah, there's only like 10 of them left now at this point.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I mean, we still want to learn. We want to learn some more about Thond. I don't know about you guys, but I do. We love some backstory, some lore building there, right?
Just don't ask Joe, and he won't do it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And well, with that, Golyen, Ahum, and Sarabin Chin, we hardly knew ye. And so we'll move on to our final segment, which is our community interaction segment. Harrison, you want to take this one away?
Yeah, so we completely missed it because we sucked, but Joe Abercrombie did an AMA, so that's pretty awesome. You can go on to it's not on the First Law subreddit. He's on the fantasy subreddit, right? Because it's much bigger. It's under I am Joe Abercrombie. Ask me anything. And so we were looking through it before we started. The best thing to do is to go in there and just read them. But Joe, unlike he does normally, which he does a lot of joke ones, but maybe it's because they are more generic questions. He gave a lot of in-depth answers. Were there any that stuck out to you guys?
Let me see.
Well, I'll say one of my ones that stuck out to me is one of the very top ones. Is somebody, of course, asked, "Are you gonna, continue the first law?" And he's like, "Well, like, yes, you probably will, but people will probably be expecting some kind of like resolution to the world, like everything ends and there's a big battle." And he's like, "That's probably not going to happen ever." And I think that's important because a lot of people with Age of Madness thought like, "Oh, this is gonna be it, guys. This is gonna change everything," and it just is a continuation. Joe very much writes in like real life, kind of realistic mindset of, the world's going to continue on. These are just people doing their thing. These are just their stories. And so it's important to temper expectations, because eventually Joe will write probably some more First Law, and everyone's going to think that it's going to be like all these expectations are going to be through the roof. And I just don't think we should do that at all, because it's completely unhelpful to the experience, because Joe always exceeds expectations so long as you don't have them, because otherwise you're like, I know how the story should end.
That's why so many people get so disappointed by the ending of like the first trilogy. They're like, "Why do I feel so empty inside now that I've just because you had very high expectations for what was going to happen."
You forgot that Joe writes real life.
Yeah, I like this question where somebody asks, "Which character death does Joe feel like conflicted about?" And he says he doesn't ever feel conflicted about killing characters because it's all about making the end of their story as effective as possible. I think that's it. Very interesting, because you always hear about people that, especially like George R. R. Martin, or like I can name some others, but they're always saying like, "Oh, I really didn't want to kill this character, but I kind of had to for like dramatic effect." Whereas Joe's just like, "No, they had to
go." Yes, I do. It just goes to show that the two characters he's killed that were the POVs, at least, which were Morveer in their POVs, right, and Orso, those were, their stories, like those are the only way their stories could end, is their death.
There's one where somebody just finished listening to the Heroes, and they asked Joe like what historical events were the inspiration for the Battle of Osirong. So he kind of brings Red Country into this out of nowhere a little bit. But like, he talks about like how Westerns went into what Red Country, and so many battles and bits of military history went into the Heroes. Big dose of American Civil War, which is pretty cool, like the scale with the multi-day battles and the battlefields. Yeah, so he talks. Somebody's below is saying Gettysburg, but Joe says he actually would say Antietam. The Battle of Antietam is closer. The pointless conflict over a bridge is similar to Burnside's bridge at Antietam. The battle at the end of Before They Are Hanged, where the friend versus the feared approaches and Three Trees orders the charge, that's more inspired by Chamberlain at Little Round Top. Then you got the charge of the Light Brigade and the orders going astray. You got bits of the Red Badge of Courage and All Quiet on the Western Front. So, things that are inspired by First World War poetry and A Bridge Too Far. Calder's strategy against cavalry is quite similar to Henry V's at Agincourt, et cetera, et cetera. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's given a lot of times in these AMAs, when he does them every now and then, he's like, because I like history, obviously. You're like, you're so funny, Joe. But this time he actually is like explaining.
Although there are a fair few of his usual witty replies. And my favorite one is there's a very long, a bit of a rambling question about like how the eaters work and like what the magic behind it is. And Joe just says, "Who am I, the Prophet Kalul?" I do like that. I do like the fact that he doesn't like kind of pander to people when they ask about specific lore things. He just says, like, "Look, it's all there. It's all in the books. You can take whatever you want from that. That's fine." Which is good, because if he didn't, then we wouldn't be out of a job. So,
somebody said, "What became of the pot?" And of course, Joe, as he has said many times, still there, I expect. Now that is the one piece of lore we know is true. The pot is still there.
There should be like a character like wandering through the north at some future book, and he just finds this rusty old pot, and he's like, "Oh, I wonder how that got there."
That's a good one. I love it. What's another one?
I like, what do you like about fantasy? It paid for my house.
He's so funny.
Apparently, he doesn't read a lot.
Oh,
That's what he said in one of those. I forgot what it was. Somebody asked him like, what does he like to reread? And he goes, I don't even really read things for the first time, let alone reread books. So it's interesting.
Shout out to one of our Discord members, Slur48. He made a comment. Joe responded. He said, "I swear you say one of Mamoon's three blessings was Bing Dong in one of these AMAs before, but I've never been able to find it again. Would you care to comment on that?" And
Big
Joe goes,
dong.
"Yeah." And Joe says, "If I said it, it must be true."
Oh my God.
Oh, and for those, he's mentioned this before, but somebody said, "You play video games? If so, what's your list?" He says, "I played all." He says, he's so funny. "I played all the video games. Some of my favorites are Elite Dungeon Master. Elite Dungeon Master. My bad. Street Fighter, Shogun Total War,
the best
and
War.
Red Dead Redemption."
Yeah,
which I'm playing through again.
Let's be honest. I don't think anybody gets to the point where they like history and fantasy this much where they don't play Total War. So
yeah, wait for Medieval 3, baby.
Oh yeah.
All right. I mean, I don't have anything else to say about that. Just go through there. There's a lot of really good questions and answers, and
thank you. That's our community interaction segment. Just go ahead and look through that AMA. It's a pretty cool one. And with that, that'll be the end of this episode. So thank you for tuning in. That's our show, everyone. We want to thank you all for listening and supporting this podcast. As you know, this is a passion project for the three of us, and your support means oh so much.
Join us next week as we cover Wrong Place, Wrong Time, Stereo 580.
And make sure you follow us on all of our social media or shoot us an email at circleoftheworldpodcast@gmail.com.
And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcast from. And please make sure to rate and review us. Thank you all again for listening. Henchpeople don't vote.